The grand hall was silent as the ruler stepped forward, his robes trailing behind him like the passing of time itself. The crowd, made up of hopeful children and their anxious families, held their breath. This was no ordinary day. It was the day the ruler would choose a successor. The ruler, wise and aging, had long pondered the qualities of a true leader. Strength could be forged and knowledge could be taught, but honesty, that was a rare treasure. To find a worthy heir, he devised a challenge. Standing before the gathered children, he held out his hands, revealing small pouches filled with seeds. His voice, though aged, carried the weight of authority. Each of you will take a seed and plant it in the soil. Nurture it with care, water it with patience, and in 1 month, return with the plant you have grown. The one who brings forth the most magnificent bloom shall be rewarded beyond measure. Excitement rippled through the crowd. The children eagerly took their seeds, vowing to return with the most splendid plant. Among them was a boy named Lien, whose heart swelled with determination. Lien rushed home and filled a pot with the richest soil he could find. He placed the seed carefully into the earth, watering it each day, ensuring it received the perfect amount of sunlight. Days passed, then a week. While other children boasted about the tiny sprouts emerging from their pots, Lien stared at the barren soil before him. Maybe I planted it too deep, he wondered. He dug carefully, but the seed remained lifeless. Another week passed. The town buzzed with excitement as children compared their growing plants. Lien, however, grew more disheartened. His mother watched as he grew quiet, his usual energy replaced with worry. Sometimes, we must trust that we have done our best, she told him gently, but doubt gnawed at Lien. If everyone else had sprouting plants, had he done something wrong? One evening, as Lien walked through the market, he overheard a group of children whispering. My plant wasn't growing either, one boy admitted. So I replaced the seed with another one from my garden. The emperor will never know. Lien's heart pounded. Was that what everyone was doing? A part of him wanted to do the same. Just one little switch, and he wouldn't be humiliated. He imagined the ruler's disappointment if he showed up with an empty pot. But then, his mother's words echoed in his mind. We must trust that we have done our best. Lien clenched his fists. He would not cheat. He would go to the palace with his empty pot, no matter what. The month passed, and the children gathered before the ruler's grand hall. They held pots overflowing with healthy plants bursting with vibrant flowers. Lien, with only his empty pot, felt like a single raindrop lost in an ocean. He could feel the stares of others, the whisper behind his back. When the ruler arrived, silence fell. He walked slowly, observing each plant with a thoughtful gaze. Then, he reached Lien. The ruler paused, studying the empty pot. The silence deepened. Lien swallowed hard. His heart pounded in his ears. This was the moment he had dreaded. Then, the ruler turned to face the crowd and spoke. 1 month ago, I gave you all seeds to plant. But what you did not know, he paused, letting the anticipation build, was that these seeds were barren. They could never have grown into anything. Gasps filled the air. Parents exchanged stunned looks, and children's faces paled. The ruler's gaze swept over the gathered crowd. Yet, I see before me a field of thriving plants. This means only one thing. Many of you have been dishonest. His voice carried both disappointment and wisdom. Then, he placed a hand on Lien's shoulder. But here stands one child who has remained truthful. Despite doubt, despite pressure, he chose honesty over deception. And that, above all, is the mark of a true leader. Tears welled in Lien's eyes, not from shame, but from overwhelming relief. He had done the right thing, and now, before the entire kingdom, his honesty was being recognized. The ruler smiled. Lien, for your truthfulness, you shall be my successor. For a kingdom built on lies will crumble, but one led with integrity will stand forever. The crowd erupted into applause, though some children hung their heads in guilt. Lien's heart swelled, not with pride, but with the deep understanding that honesty, no matter how difficult, is always the right path. And so, the ruler's test had found the one worthy of the throne, not by the beauty of a flower, but by the purity of a heart. In a world where deception may seem like an easy way to success, staying truthful, even when it is difficult, sets you apart as a person of character. True greatness comes not from what we achieve, but from how we achieve it, with honesty, courage, and integrity.